And speaking of it, yeah, just hop on his head.
Excuse me, pardon me. Coming through.
So, we're heading to our next level.
The Peacekeeper's world.
In the lore of this world, the Peacekeepers, they're the soldier dragons. They're the ones that trained for the battles.
Hmm.
In fact, notice how we're not so much going through a castle, but a fortress.
And all of the enemies
are now armed. And this is just the home world. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that dying animation. That's sweet. Love this game.
Tell my fellow soldiers that Mark owes me $5.
Tell my kids I'm not their real father. So this is a peacekeeper.
Mm-hmm. Much harsher colors. He's got that spotted coat. Mm-hmm. He's also much more hunched over. He's got sort of that bodybuilder look to him.
Exactly. In fact, you'll find most of them have that big bodybuilder look as well. So this...
Oh, this guy.
Yep. Again.
I know what you do. I'm not sticking around to show people.
Yep. The enemies here in this homeworld, unlike the previous one, will actually attack you.
Did you see what they were doing there?
They were just shooting the same ball back and forth. That is perfect cartoony logic. I love this game.
I can't do it anymore. They're focused on me now.
Yep.
I mean, you saw it for a split second, and you're watching this in retrospect, so if you really want to see it, you can just rewind the video.
You just rewind it and go, oh, hey, that's what they're doing while those two goofballs are just shooting the breeze. Oh, here's a fun fact about this world.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that this is a big dry canyon.
Yes. Wait, was this a battleground of some sort?
Sort of. This world, the Peacekeeper's world, has almost no water in it.
Huh.
It's just a big, harsh desert they go to train. And for water, they just kind of go to the underground caverns and wait and just kind of...
I guess that's why it's called Dry Canyon.
Yep. They basically just collect what little water they have and survive off of that. Because they're just the big tough guys.
For those of you paying attention, that ain't water.
That's not water. That is tar. If Spyro goes in there, he will be a fossil.
Littlefoot, no.
No, Littlefoot.
Oh yeah, these. I killed those guys a little too quickly, but...
If we had let those guys run, they would have...
We can do it with these guys here. Hi, guys.
I love how dignified they look running, too. Keep formation, boys. Do not let them see your fear. Oh, I saw my fear. Oh, let's see. Yeah, these guys moon you.
I'm not even going to justify that by killing you.
I just love the logic. I'm going to moon...
Psych, gotcha.
I'm going to moon a dragon.
My buns are very toasty. Going back to another PlayStation franchise there.
Oh.
I actually played the second one before I played the first one.
Oh.
Parappa, that is.
Wasn't the second one... Wasn't the protagonist of the second Parappa a girl?
No. You're thinking of Jammer Lammy.
Ah.
Which is... it's technically another franchise, although their universes do coexist.
Cool.
In fact, she actually made a cameo in Parappa 2.
Nice.
For one song. It was, Milk Can, her band, actually showed up. Oh, the ice cavern. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's underground. It's really cold down there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how that's how actual physics works, being a desert rat my whole life, but we'll just roll with it.
I mean, technically,
it's a video game.
I mean, technically, if they want it to cool off, they just have to wait till night.
This is somewhat true. Oh, wait a second. Right, I remember this puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
This took me forever to figure out. Like, I didn't start screwing around with this until later, but essentially...
Mm-hmm.
See all these locked boxes that are around the place?
With no keys?
Notice how the camera kind of screws around a little bit when you come up close to one of these cannons.
As if it's kind of, giving you a perspective to play with.
Mm-hmm. You don't even have to adjust the power based on where you're aiming. It just does it for you.
I love it. I wish we had self
I mean, where it's more convenient for the player, and that's why I was kind of stopping myself a little earlier when I was making fun of the ice caverns. It's like, it leads to a cool level, so why am I complaining? I've mentioned this before, but... Oh.
Oh, your puns.
Well, that was completely unintentional, but I'm still not sorry.
Oh, I wouldn't be either.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page about that. I've been ignoring this guy for a while. I probably shouldn't have.
Hi, Spyro.
You have just another huge guy.
Yeah, but his arms and his legs are tiny. A lot of these guys are suffering from a combination of T-Rex and Knuckles syndrome.
Hey, these dragons, unlike Spyro, they don't chuckle.
They'd rather flex their knuckles.
Tougher than Knuckles.
Oh my god, it feels so good to start recording again.
It feels
All
so
the jokes
good.
are coming back to me.
It's coming back so well. I love it.
Let's see, next stop is up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, take a look.
In a book?
Reading,
And you'll find its true imagination?
Reading Rainbow. Spyro can be...
I mean, Dr. Shemp is right over here, but I can't... Oh, I see now.
Yeah, I was wondering if...
That took me a moment, but now I see it.
Yeah, I was wondering, did he see it?
Gee, I wonder what I should be doing. It's painfully obvious now. I feel kind of dumb.
No, you're good. Trust me, when I first played through this, I thought, wait, is that a giant target? Wait, you shoot stuff at targets. I wonder. This guy is guarding the flight level.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this time that's so subtle.
I feel kind of bad about that dude. Like, he was just standing there doing his job. Then again, he had money for me, so maybe I don't feel so bad.
I mean, he knew the risks when he took up arms.
When he was created out of a gem.
Exactly, he knew the risks. Oh, he went right past him.
I suck at aiming.
Yeah.
Drift the corners. Tokyo Underground.
Spyro was drifting before it was cool. Actually...
When was it cool? Do you remember when Tokyo Drift started being a thing?
I want to say...
That I feel like that was an early aughts thing. That's when I started hearing about it.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
You're your destiny, remember? I want to say...
I mean, that's what I was going to do anyway, but thanks for the encouragement, buddy.
Thanks for telling me I was destined to kick this much ass. Which...
Yeah, that's a fun way of putting it, actually.
I was destined to kick this much ass. I was born to be this cool. Speaking of cool, you notice that doorway over there?
Yeah, I do.
And notice how Spyro...
I was going to do this anyway.
Oh, exactly. I'm glad. See, again, come back to how well this is designed. Come back to how well this is designed. That archway was just placed, and that archway was placed in such a manner that you would get the idea to probably try jumping on it, especially because it was so flat.
Well, you see it twice, like both when you enter the world and when you quote-unquote get to the edge of it. Like, you loop back around to the beginning, essentially. Mm-hmm. You have two opportunities to see that it's there and make a plan. It's like, okay, I'm going to remember that for later. I'm going to figure out how to do something about this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Homeworld's done already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those watching, Spyro is a game you can complete in a relatively short amount of time.
About 4 hours, if you know what you're doing, you told me?
Yeah, I want to say, if you know what you're doing, within 3 to 4 hours, you can complete this game.
Yeah, you notice some of the most fondly remembered games out there are the ones that decide not to overstay their welcome. Like, again, this is something I brought up on the Whatthefnu channel, but Chrono Trigger, a lot of people, because of our standards for RPGs now, a lot of people look back on that and it's like, oh, dude, 40 hours to beat, easily.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way it's under even 50. Guess what the actual number is?
Isn't Chrono Trigger, like, 10 hours?
15.
Really?
18 if you're going for everything. And it's one of the most fondly remembered JRPGs of all time. Because it doesn't waste your time.
Yeah.
It gets to the point.
Because, yeah, Yeah, because if I recall, Chrono Trigger is just packed full of content. It's one of the reasons I really like it is because even from the start, there's just so much stuff to see and do, and none of it feels like it's just busy work.
Exactly. There's no grinding, there's no excessive cutscenes.
And on top of that, even the stuff done for fun is actually really cool. Like, there's just one thing where we can just go to the fairgrounds and just bet on a race.
Yeah. Like, it starts off on a fair. Like, most games start with the call to action, but that comes after you've celebrated a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not the typical, like, your village gets destroyed or anything like that. No, you always have a home to come back to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, there's a lot of different circumstances that play out a particular way. It feels so different from the typical tropey stories we've come to expect.
For example...
It was a breath of fresh air before we even needed one. And that's why it's still relevant.
Because, just like you said in a lot of RPGs, or what is typified in the mindset of when someone thinks of a JRPG, is that there's this big, grand call to action. There's this, hey, we're Conan, late night with Conan.
I mean, considering where we are, it'd be Conan the Barbarian.
Doesn't look too barbarish to me.
Yeah, he's...
That one was a little lankier, wasn't he?
He's... I'll tell you why. He's one of the generals. He doesn't actually fight on the front lines. He just commands everybody else.
Ah, see? We found lore!
About time, right? This is going to be, what, like 4 or 5 episodes into the series so far?
Pretty much. Hey, Bjard. Oh, hey, Bjard.
Commander Holly, what are you... Excuse you?
Yeah,
I forgot about that enemy.
Yeah! Yeah, some of those sneaky, aren't they?
Why am I thinking of Banjo-Tooie now? Do you remember that move that you unlocked by finding all of the hidden eggs?
You don't you just wield Kazooie around like a gun?
You bash some... No, that was a move, but you got it through normal means. If you found all of the eggs, there's this one move where you basically wield Kazooie like a club. It's called the Breagle Bash.
Yeah!
And even Heggy describes it as skinny bird bash. So funny. Even the sound effect Kazooie makes when you do it is hilarious. Bing bong! No, puts her back in the bag.
Look at that, 21 dragons, not a single one offers a claw to help. So, this guy's saying, hey, good stuff happens when you glide good. Can you glide good? Sure. And immediately behind him is an elevated platform to try out your gliding.
Clever.
Mm-hmm. Also, I love how these Norks are also armed with guns.
Less Norks and more Gnolls. They are kind of dog-like.
Yeah. Yeah, they are kind of got a cobalt thing going on, don't they?
Can't see anywhere else I should... Wait,
well,
maybe.
Yeah. Actually...
That's the end of the world, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But if I go back up there again... Is there another place I could have gotten to?
Oh, there is. You were on the right track. Remember Town Square where you kind of had to hug the wall?
Wait, is this it?
Oh no, this is another place you can go to.
Okay. So many different branching paths.
Yeah, this is where the game introduces a new mechanic of branching pathways. They all basically
They loop back around to each other?
Not really. A lot of them kind of just dead end, but there's stuff in there. A lot of them just have places to go to find treasure, but this is where you'll learn that some levels are pretty expansive and that they have different pathways to explore that deviate from your central pathway.
Well, we've already looked down that path. So hug the wall, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because you'll see that if you did go all the way to the end of the level, you would have looked up.
I would have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would have gone back and tried that path again.
Mm-hmm.
Maximo! You're not due for another console generation, dude. Those are actually really good games. I'd like to play them someday. I don't care if it's for this or RTGs or what. But I'd love to play them someday. Because it's one of those series I always saw on the shelves of Blockbuster, but I never got to try. Mostly because I wasn't sure if that was... I like this too, because you're so high up in this position that you can just go right back to the end of the stage, which is the place where you would have seen this in the first place. It's like, okay, you had to deviate from the exit to get here, so we're just going to send you right back to the exit again.
Exactly.